A quick hands-on and first look with the Oppo Ace2. This phone is supposed to be giving us all the power and speed that is possible in the smartphone industry, but keeping the price as affordable as possible. I would say it's got like a mid-range design, if that makes sense. There are none of the curved screens or polished finishes on this phone as you get, for example, in Oppo's flagships like the Find X series. So with the Oppo Ace2, you really get a sort of mid-range design. It's definitely not as flashy, as premium feeling, if you want to call it that, as opposed to the Find X series. The Find X series is really the premium everything that Oppo can chuck at a phone. But this phone is attempting to give you a cheaper price than those phones, whilst giving you all the power and speed possible right now. If you're looking for a powerful, fast, speedy phone, then basically it's this phone. This is set up for gamers and hardcore users. You still get an OLED screen, full HD plus resolution, and importantly, you get a 90 Hz refresh rate. It's not topping out at that 120 Hz, but those screens are really reserved for premium devices. It's a flat screen as well, which I think a lot of people prefer anyway, and you can have a look at the bezels around the device. They're actually really symmetrical, which I always like. Again, not the slimmest bezels, no curved displays, none of that ultra premium stuff. You do get a top left positioned hole punch for the selfie camera, and the selfie camera measures in at 16 megapixels. Other than that, you have the power button on the right hand side where it usually is positioned, and they've put the volume rockers on the left hand side of it. There's nothing on the top of the phone, but on the bottom you do get a USB-C charger. It comes in two colors. This is the gray color. They call it gray, but to me it appears more blue, and apparently there is a light purple color as well. The camera is also somewhere where they've just not really spent the money to give you some really amazing specs or the latest and greatest hardware. It goes for this circular design for the camera array, and we've seen this design in a couple of other phones recently, like the Redmi K30 Pro. The OnePlus 7T also carried this circular design, and the Ace series, what was originally Reno Ace, and the OnePlus 7T have a lot in common in terms of specs. I think the Ace 2 and the OnePlus 8 have diverged a little bit in terms of what they give users, but you can see the same design here, that circular camera array on the back. It also has the flash unit off to the side, and generally just a good solid design all around. The Ace 2 uses a 48 megapixel main image sensor. It also has an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera. Then it has a black and white sensor and a depth sensor. So yes, the camera system on this phone is somewhere where they have cut back a little bit. It is by no means a bad camera system whatsoever. You have a 48 megapixel image sensor there, but it isn't using the new version of this sensor, which is the 64 megapixel 686 sensor from Sony. It's using the slightly older 48 megapixel version. Also, there are no zoom cameras on this phone, but for right now, at the price this is coming at, there aren't too many phones from Chinese brands anyway that are putting zoom cameras on these types of phones. So yeah, all around a functional camera system. You get all the normal features for sure. You also get 4K video recording, you get super steady mode that Oppo give to most of their phones. But this phone is not a camera phone as such. They focus on all the speed and the power of this device. If you're a gamer, if you're a heavy user, this phone is for you. The display measures in at 6.55 inches. It does have HDR10 plus colors. It's made from Gorilla Glass 5 on there, and of course you do have that 90 Hz refresh rate, which is a definite bonus at this price. And the main feature really, a Snapdragon 865, currently the most powerful, best chipset in the Android world. It does have stereo speakers as well, which is a really good thing. It doubles up the top earpiece as a speaker. That's definitely going to give you a better experience when you are gaming or watching videos. Unfortunately, no headphone jack on this phone, which is a bit of a disappointment, but they are few and far between these days in flagship phones, and I guess Oppo assume that you have some sort of wireless solution. And then we get to the charging specs of this phone, which really the Ace series is all about. 65 watt fast charging, 40 watt fast wireless charging. Those specs are literally unbeaten in the smartphone industry right now. It does also have 10 watt reverse wireless charging. And as a package with wired and wireless charging, this is, I think, the most punchy, spec'd out wireless charging phone and wired charging phone that you can get right now. It also has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, which is on the smaller side for sure. So Oppo have made the choice to go with faster charging and a smaller battery. You can apparently charge the entire phone in 30 minutes if you plug in that 65 watt fast charging. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think the fast charging, the 90 Hz screen, the flagship processor are a good combination in this phone? Send me a comment and let me know your thoughts. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.